Marianne, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, May 13th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. And actually, Friday the 13th is a powerful, positive energy, even though they tried to sell it as doom and gloom. A lot of people at this very moment on this planet are overwhelmed. They are confused, and they're in fear. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in this life, Papa Jim. Do you ever feel a bit overstimulated and overwhelmed by the complicated, fast-paced systems we are all operating within? As you may realize, we are living in very exciting times that can be a bit too much to digest. The world and its consciousness are changing faster than ever before. And sometimes our minds have trouble navigating these changes. Good news is that you, each of us, have a choice. You don't have to let chaotic feelings of overwhelm rule your existence. You can learn how to let go, relax, and remain receptive to what life has to offer you. You can choose to refocus your energy on what is healing and create a more relaxed and enjoyable way of living that deeply nourishes your body, mind, and soul. It's good to know that we humans can only reap the richest and most fulfilling rewards this life has to offer when we are living life from a relaxed, centered, and peaceful place. To transcend something, it helps to better understand it. So what really causes overwhelm? It first originates from those deeper beliefs that say that we should or shouldn't be experiencing something, and we judge the experience that we are having. Overwhelm can often contain this internalized time pressure from deadlines. Isn't that an interesting word? Deadlines. That you, not your boss, have placed on yourself. This means you choose to have too much to do, too little time. This is all about over-promising to ourselves and under-delivering. If we continue buying into all the things our minds say, then we will have to do, right? The mind says you have to do this. You have to get this done. And how everything must be done as soon as possible. Happiness can seem like an impossible dream. If or when you believe in all the ideas that your mind is constantly spinning around you like a spider web, you will start feeling trapped in your life. Thoughts themselves are harmless, period. It is when you latch onto your thoughts like a life preserver and believe that they are the true reality of your experience, that suffering is created in your world. If you are constantly chasing the illusions of your mind, you will simply end up tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed. The mind has been programmed to endlessly search, seek, and pillage to find happiness, fulfillment, and abundance in the outer world. This constant search will never satisfy you and can only bring exhaustion. This is the perfect experience, so you will retire the mind and discover the infinite spiritual source of your being. The only way we find that true happiness and fulfillment that our minds desperately seek is to recognize that the God source is always here now. When you connect with the peaceful stillness that is who you truly are, you automatically feel a deep sense of fulfillment. This is when you will naturally relax and see the futility of striving so hard for outer contentment. Imagine what it would be like to fully relax into this moment and stop worrying so much about achieving something in the next moment. Simply choose to allow your mind and physical body to completely relax. If and when you truly know that the now moment is perfect, and focus simply on what you are doing in each single second instead of the future, you will naturally start to relax. It is impossible to feel overwhelmed when you are completely present to the now and see the perfection of the now moment, because overwhelm is a feeling generated by future thoughts. Overwhelm is a feeling generated by future thoughts. So if you start to feel overwhelmed by your life, simply stop and begin to practice the fine art of trusting the perfection of each moment as it arises. The only way you can do that is be in the now. When you start to feel overwhelmed, the best thing to do is to simply take a few deep breaths in. Most of us breathe in a very shallow way because we are constantly being driven by all the thoughts our mind is throwing at us. Each time we take a deep breath, we relax our body-mind. The more that we breathe deeply, the more we will naturally let go of feelings of stress and begin feeling more peaceful and centered about our lives. The body may resist relaxation at first, yet if you imagine that everyone you love is looking at you with eyes of love, your body will eventually melt and let go. This universe is literally holding you in a warm cradle of love. It is taking care of all your needs, and all you need to do is simple focus on relaxing your body-mind. All you need to do is simply focus on relaxing your body-mind so that you can receive all of this love and support. A relaxed body-mind is a receptive one that is open to receiving support and help from the universe. The more receptive your body-mind is, the easier it is for you to navigate through your life. Now, here's one technique you can practice this week to help you completely relax, transcend overwhelm, and finally find peace within. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, bring your attention to your breath. Notice how open, relaxed, and peaceful you are. You may be really relaxed on barely conscious. Or you may be really relaxed or barely conscious that you're relaxed. Yet just upon waking up, watch the breath during these precious moments. It will soon open you up to finding a sense of freedom and spaciousness inside you. Use this time to free your mind from all concerns and relax deeper into the spacious creative energy that you are. Hang out in this spacious feeling as long as you can. Then, during your day, take time to return to the memory of this feeling to re-enter and explore this spacious feeling again. Well, enjoy. Life is here to challenge each of us to grow in ways we cannot imagine. Your life is meant to be dangerous so that you don't fall asleep at the wheel and take this amazing world for granted. It is the scariest ride and the most exhilarating one you will ever be on. It is in your darkest hours of this life that you simply need to learn how to relax. Let go of your agenda. Realize that the light is always on at the end of the tunnel. Your real challenge is to learn how to do this every day, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly as it should for your soul's highest evolution and consciousness. When you accept this divine challenge, you stop resisting this opportunity to grow and take it on as an enlightening adventure. If you would like to experience being truly unstoppable in your life, learn how to increase your consciousness and expand your energy. By tapping into a higher vibration of belief in yourself, you won't care so much if things go exactly as planned. Instead, you'll just continue to do what inspires you and lifts your vibration. This is a way you can turn up your energy so high that nothing can get in your way. It starts with a commitment to yourself that you will keep sacred for the rest of your life. This commitment is to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself that you will keep sacred for the rest of your life. Be kind with yourself, gentle with yourself, and never come down hard on yourself, no matter what. Follow this one sweet little secret for even a few weeks in a row, and you'll start increasing your vibration to attract, create, and manifest everything in your heart desires. Think about this for a moment, which bears mentioning again. Albert Einstein did not speak until he was 4 years old, and he did not read until he was 7. His parents thought he was subnormal, and one of his teachers described him as mentally slow and unsociable, and adrift forever in foolish dreams. He was expelled from school and was refused admittance to the Zurich Polytechnic School. He did eventually learn to speak and read, even to do a little math. Winston Churchill failed 6th grade. He was subsequently defeated in every election for public office until he became prime minister at the age of 62. He later wrote, "Never give in and never give in, never give in, never, 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 in nothing, great or small, large or petty. Never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never, 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 never give up." As a young man, Abraham Lincoln went to war as a captain. He returned as a private. Afterwards, he was a failure as a businessman. As a lawyer in Springfield, he was too impractical and temperamental to be a success. He turned to political and was defeated in his first try for the legislature. He was again defeated in his first attempt to be nominated for Congress, defeated in his application to be commissioner of the General Land Office, defeated in the senatorial election of 1854, defeated in his efforts for the vice presidency in 1856, and defeated in the sensational senatorial election of 1858. He later became the 16th president of the United States of America. As an inventor, Thomas Edison made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts, as many know, at inventing the light bulb. When a reporter asked, "How did it feel to fail 1,000 times?" Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Thomas Edison's teachers said he was too stupid to learn anything. He was fired from his first 2 jobs for being non-productive. R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his store in New York City caught on. Van Gogh sold only 1 painting during his life, his entire life, and this to the sister of one of his friends for 400 francs, about approximately $50. This didn't stop him from completing over 800 paintings. F.W. Woolworth was not allowed to wait on customers when he worked in a dry goods store because his boss said he didn't have enough sense. When Bell Telephone was struggling to get started, its owners offered all their rights to Western Union for $100,000. The offer was disdainfully rejected with the pronouncement, "What use could this company make for an electrical toy?" And how many people have a telephone today? Sigmund Freud was booed from the podium when he first presented his ideas to the scientific community of Europe. He returned to his office and kept on writing. Rocket scientist Robert Goddard found his ideas bitterly rejected by his scientific peers on the grounds that rocket propulsion would not work in the rarefied atmosphere of outer space. Can you get the gist here? An expert said of Vince Lombardi, some of you have heard of him, he possesses minimal football knowledge and lacks motivation. Lombardi would later write, "It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up." After Carl Lewis won the gold medal for long jump in 1996 Olympic Games, he was asked to what he attributed his longevity, having competed for almost 20 years. He said, "Remembering that you have both wins and losses along the way. I don't take either one too seriously." Stan Smith was rejected as a ball boy for a Davis Cup tennis match because he was too awkward and clumsy. He went on to clumsily win Wimbledon and the U.S. Open and 8 Davis Cups. Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh, Jimmy Johnson accounted for 11 of the 19 Super Bowl victories from 1974 to 1993. They also share the distinction of having the worst records of first-season head coaches in NFL history. They didn't win a single game. Do you understand that, when you dream, and all of us dream, okay? But what happens a lot of the times? External so-called authority does what? What does the external authority do? It tries to convince us that'll never happen. Not in a million years. It's impossible. You're crazy. You're wasting your time. See, so in everything that we do on this planet, we seem to, through the ego mind, of course, right? We seem to allow people to convince us it's useless. You're not going to do that. How are you going to do that? And just reading a few examples of people throughout history, there's a lot more that really, aren't famous, so to speak, that have done and accomplished all kinds of things. But see, we're convinced that you can't do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. Just give it up. And look at these people. Fred Astaire's first screen test, the memo from the testing director of MGM dated 1933, and I think all of us heard of Fred Astaire, mostly, read, quote, "Can act, can't sing, slightly bald, can dance a little." He kept that memo over the fireplace in his Beverly Hills home. Astaire once observed that when you're experimenting, you have to try so many things before you choose what you want, that you may go days getting nothing but exhaustion. And there is the reward for perseverance. The higher up you go, the more mistakes you're allowed. Right at the top, if you make enough of them, it's considered to be your style. After his first edition, the actor Sidney Poitier was told by the casting director, "Why don't you stop wasting people's time and go out and become a dishwasher or something?" It was at that moment, recalls Poitier, that he decided to devote his life to acting. When Lucille Ball began studying to be an actress in 1927, she was told by the head instructor of the John Murray Anderson Drama School, "Try any other profession." After Harrison Ford's first performance as hotel bellhop in the film Dead Heat on a merry-go-round, the studio vice president called him into his office. "Sit down, kid." The studio head said, "I want to tell you a story. The first time Tony Curtis was ever in a movie, he delivered a bag of groceries. We took one look at him and knew he was a movie star." Ford replied, "I thought you were supposed to think that he was a grocery delivery boy." The vice president dismissed Ford. "You ain't got it, kid. You ain't got it. Now get out of here." You see, if we were to listen, not to ourselves, but to all of the external authority, what do you think would happen? That's this civilization right now in this very moment, listening to external authority and believing external authority. So anytime as you travel through this life of yours, anything that comes across your mind or something that you are really committed to and through your heart, don't ever let anybody tell you any differently. I don't care if they've got 150,000 PhDs. Doesn't make any difference. It's what you believe. And that's how all of these people did what they did. It's what they believe, not what everybody else believes. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Now, a lot of people, they think that they, artificial, drugs and other stuff get them to relax their bodies. Well, we all know that's temporary and it actually stresses the body out. Relaxing the body, the only way is literally to totally relax the body is through the breath. Easy and slowly, breathing in through the nose, focusing on the breath. Easy and slowly, focusing on the breath out through the mouth. When we do this, the body begins to let go. You know why? Because you have decided to leave the ego mind alone and the subconscious mind. You aren't interacting with them. You're focused on the breath. You can listen to your breath. When you wake up in the morning, or before you even get stirring, try that. Focus on your breathing. Listen to your breathing. It's not that easy because the ego mind keeps trying to pull you off into the future or the past. But practicing that, you'd be amazed on what happens. Focusing on the breath. And see if the ego mind can convince you to not do that because it knows that you're in the now. And it doesn't exist in the now. So it's going to try to railroad you into getting all hurried and full of all kinds of thoughts that it's generating for you to embrace. Okay? And then what happens? You follow the leader, the ego mind, right? But the breath is the magic. And most of us don't even know that. We take it for granted, but it's the actual thing that sustains this body so that we can stay in the body as gods and experience physical form. And some of us have to use machines to force us to breathe more. Focusing on the breath is it. It keeps us in the now, moment to moment. It relaxes the body. It eases the stress, tension, anxiety, overwhelming. It eliminates it. Because you're not in it, see? You're not interacting with it. We put out 60,000 plus thoughts a day, 24/7. Right? Now, it doesn't mean we know every thought that we send out to the universe. Not only that, we've got tens of millions of thoughts that fly by us like clouds in the sky. Those are programs. You might as well call them programs. You know, they're from every direction, every angle, every person, every being on this planet. Not just now, but for a long time. So doesn't it make sense that we step outside the ego mind and the subconscious mind, that we focus only on the now and our breath, which is the now? This way the body will let go. We all store stress, anxiety, fear, worry, tension in our bodies. We store it. And most of us don't know that. But when I was a massage therapist, I learned this. Men and women alike will store this somewhere, different places in their body. And it doesn't mean it's exact with everybody. It might be a little bit over here, a little bit over there. And they don't know it. And so through life, they go through life, and that stress, tension, anxiety that they store begins to work on their biologics, their tissue, their organs, everything. And before long, they start noticing that they have issues. See what I mean? Anything that we have going on with these bodies that we're in are due to what? External reality. The ego mind running us. Period. Mastering us. Is it a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. It's just part of our experience. It's part of our discovery. It's a discovery. I don't care to indulge myself in the physical material world and be seeking outside of myself anymore. I've made the decision to go within and stay within. And what does that mean to me? It means that I will focus on my breath, my sacred breath. I will focus on the now and the breath. And I will learn by doing this to master the ego mind. Because the ego mind will do everything it can to keep any of us in the future, the past, past, future, future, past, past, future all the time. This is why we get stressed out. This is why we get overwhelmed. Because of that. This is why we get hurried, frustrated, irritated, stressed, because of the external physical world. But the calmness, the peace is within us. Isn't that funny? Isn't that ironic? There's so many people looking how to relax and how to take it easy, but it's all material, physical world. You know the quick fix? You guys know what the quick fix is, don't you? You go get something, you buy something. And it's wow, and it's and you feel happy that you got something, right? How long does that last? Temporary. So what do? The ego mind pushes, go out and do something. I gotta get this and I get that. And it's fleeting. Where is permanent happiness and joy and bliss? Within us, through our heart mind. Not the head, not the ego mind. Through the heart mind. Being in the now, you move into the heart mind. So the body will let go. Because it's like an electronic, magnetic sponge for the whole time we are in it. It absorbs everything. And then, of course, we've got the subconscious mind sitting there. And the subconscious mind records everything. Everything that you experience in this life, from the baby body on up, right? All of the interfacing, all of other people, all of events, all of this is recorded by the subconscious mind, and guess what? It plays it back constantly. Now you can see why in the heck would we want to stay in the physical material world, outside of ourselves? That's where all the suffering is. It doesn't mean you're going to just ignore life. Quite the opposite. It means that you will know that you will not venture outside of yourself anymore. It's just because you've done it. We all have more than once and more than one lifetime. And see, the ego mind will say to you, well, that's life. That's life. That's life, Jimmy. Don't worry about it. You know, it's just the way life is. You guys, we all get caught up in that. It's just the way life is. When everything that happens with us in this life, we've created it some way, shape, form, or another, usually under the influence of the ego mind. Someone, I guarantee you, if someone were to ask you, what are you doing tomorrow? What are your plans for this weekend? What do you think would happen? Well, how would you answer that? If when you're in the now, right? You'd say, I have no idea. Oh, no idea. Nope. I live and exist in the now. I focus on my breath. I stay in the now. I believe in downstream thinking. I don't fight the current. The boat just takes me wherever it's going to take me. See, by being in the now, you have no fear. None. There's a lot of things that you are not, that it doesn't encroach upon you. It's absolutely magical. Miraculous. Now, when we look in these bodies, right? Because we know we're not the body, we're not the personality, we're not the character. We're not our status in this life. We're the God within the body. So you look in the body, you'll see 7 lights every single time. Those 7 lights go from the tailbone to the top of the head. Each one's a different color. They look like little balls, right? Balls. And very vibrant, deep colors, nothing like on this planet, way beyond that. And on this, they're called chakras. And the definition of chakra is wheels of light. These are spirit etheric energy. We are omnipotently powerful spirit etheric energy. So as we flow through these bodies, through these wheels of light, they're connected to the body's personality, character, emotions, organics, all the organs, the blood flow, all the way down to quantum port. You see, when we decide in our own way, each of us, to go within and stay within, and actually knowing what that means, we will discover that we are the power of healing these bodies. And the day will come where whatever happens to the body, will be able to instantaneously heal it. How do you think Yahweh, Yeshua, Christ, how do you think they all did that? Now picture yourself standing in front of 3 paths. You're in the center path. You're standing inside this golden circle. And that's the now. Now, you notice there's 3 paths. So you look to your left and you see the one on the left is the past path. and the one on the right is the future path. Now, those two paths to you, when we look at those two paths, we say, wow, those are really worn. They've been used a lot. But the one you're standing on now looks almost brand new. You'll see that the trees have formed a canopy. Over the paths. And these are shimmering gold leaves and the bark and the branches. And then you look at the path itself and you see this vibrant, brilliant, emerald green, flaming, lighted grass. Appears to be grass. Why is it that the one you're standing on now looks so new? It's because most of us are mastered by the ego mind. The ego mind does not exist in the now, and it knows that. It's a tricky, tricky, tricky creature, illusion. So it will do everything it can to keep each and every one of us out of the now and always in the future, the past, past, future, future, past, past, future. And that's why we suffer. So we all do. We go into the past. We reminisce. We have memories, which are fun in life. In this life, we acquire memories, experiences that we log into the subconscious mind. And anything can trigger it. In fact, you could just be sitting and being quiet, and it comes over. You could be reading a book, and something in the book triggers it, or driving somewhere, listening to a song. And it is cool because we can. So we go up the stairs and we open this door. We turn on the light. Each of us have this, and we have access to it. And we walk into this. I guess it's like a library, a source library, and everything's there. And it is so vast that you obviously look for the walls and the shelves on the walls, but it's so vast you can't see walls or a ceiling. But nonetheless, you'll go in and you'll pick up a couple of movies and some books and some pictures, and you'll sit in the easy chair and you'll watch some of the movies, you'll read some of the books, and you'll look at some of the pictures. This was a really good time. I really enjoyed that. I remember as if it was only yesterday. I'd really like to do that again. We all do that. We reminisce. It's fun. And we will also look at times in this life where we did things that didn't work out. And so it reminds us to not do those things the same way again. But, what we do is then we're done. And we put everything back in the appropriate place. And we turn off the light and we shut the door and we move forward in life. And we'll visit on occasion. But there are some people, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious, where they'll go into the past and they stay there so long that they end up taking that past and bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past and relive that past and that future. This is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now the path on the right, the future, we all go there. Even though we're creating the future in the now, isn't that funny? We're creating our futures in the now. But yet we go into this future path, right? And why do we do that? Because we're in a hurry. We want to know. The ego mind keeps pushing us. Don't you want to know how this is going to happen? And, you got to find out when this is going to happen. And, when am I going to be able to get a new house, car? When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be wealthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to get a new job, have a new boss? I mean, it goes on and on and on. When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? And this spurs us to go to external authorities. And a lot of people do. Have been for decades, for eons. And so you wait for someone to tell you what's going to happen with you, right? And there's many. You know, there's astrologers, there's psychics, card readers, crystal readers, there's palm readers. And so they'll tell you, well, John, this is what's going to happen with you in the next 3 months. The cards say this. And, you know, we drew this card or we drew that card. And it said this. And so this is what's going to take place. So when people hear this, there'll be two choices, two responses. One is like, okay. You know, you don't really take it seriously. And then the other one is, wow, really? And when you believe in something firmly enough, it inevitably is going to take place. So there are people that have these readings, a lot of people, and it actually comes to be. And the reason is because they believe it, heart and soul. And it happens. Now some people, they believe it, but they get in their own way, and they block it, and it doesn't happen, and they suffer. But look at all that rhetoric and all that, when we stay in the now. Okay? Why go into a future that really isn't the future when you're creating your future in the now? So a lot of time, being in the now negates a lot of crap. Being in the now negates a lot of crap. Now, we have parts of ourselves. We have parts of the gods that we are within these bodies that are asleep. Stone cold asleep. They aren't going to wake up anytime soon. But we deeply love them just as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake to a certain extent. Consciously aware. What does consciously aware mean? We know that through our heart minds that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now that's all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Everywhere. In all universes, in all existence, and beyond. Beyond not only existence, but beyond consciousness. Now this is the Archangels, the Cherubim, the Seraphim, the Archetypes, the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Badangia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of physical form in this life and all lives that we've inhabited. And the gods that we are, we've been ascended masters. We are ascended masters. We're Buddhas. It's just that we have amnesia. It's like ascended masters. They have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. The Archangels, Cherubim, Seraphim, Archetypes. Their civilization has vibrated at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. Yet the God within their bodies and the God within our bodies are one. Now, they know we have amnesia. So they continually send us messages, show up to help us in certain situations, talk with us and interact with us. Sometimes we recognize that. Usually after the interaction, we say that was an angel. And then we experience bliss. Now, there is a message that they have been sending to us for thousands and thousands of years. And it's, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, spectacular, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? That's pure bliss. To get us to start remembering, to know that we are the God in the body. When we leave these bodies, we're a ball of light, plasma energy, just pure, unadulterated energy. Spirit etheric energy is just omnipotently powerful. You could take 1 trillion suns, group them all together. They would be dim compared to our light, the light of the gods that we are, the light of the love that we're made of. Now, we don't, in our God form, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't drink, we don't talk with vocal cords. We don't see through these eyes. We don't make love, we don't kiss, we don't hold hands. We don't laugh, we don't cry. We don't take a walk through a park on a spring day. We don't take a drive. We don't do that. Can you imagine that, not being able to feel that way, sense that way? To experience all these wonderful things that we so many times have taken for granted for in these bodies? Massive. And when you really meditate on it, you begin to realize. That's why while we're in the body, we're here to enjoy our lives. We're here to enjoy them, not pain and suffer year after year after year. That's just insanity. And it's a self-discovery. So then we start realizing that, holy cow, this is absolutely spectacular that I have this body that I'm experiencing as the God within it, and I can do all these things. See, as the gods that we are, the sunshine doesn't hit our face. We don't feel the warmth of the sun on our faces or bodies. We don't feel the chill in the air in the winter and the snow. None of that. And we're immortal. We're forever. Some of us are beginning to figure that out. That we are the body. We are the God, not the body. And we're deeply grateful to be in the body to experience this physical life. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold large numbers in a small area. And you ask them, in the blink of the eye, they'll be all around you. And you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-worlders, the celestials, the galactics, over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. You got to remember that we have over 160 planets in this solar system alone. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian. This particular group's been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, light energy beings. With the eyes we have with these bodies, we see 1% of what is. So in the light spectrums, the light energy beings of this planet, the red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, super green, super blue, there's many beings. And they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, and configurations which we don't see, but there is a group that these bodies are deeply dependent on a portion of this group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now, you can ask your body easily and say, can you survive without air, water, fire, earth, wood, ether? The answer is no. You, the God, you'd be forced to leave that body. And we take this for granted. Why do you think we're so drawn, these bodies are, to the soil, to the air, the atmosphere, the sky, to the oceans, the water, the lakes, the rivers, the streams? Why do you think we're so drawn to that? And what inhabits those elementals? What? Other gods. To experience that form of existence. Everything is one. The illusion is separation. Now, we're everywhere and nowhere. Nowhere and everywhere. We're connected to each other. We're one. So whether it's 1,000, 9,000 billion light years away, we're one. Whether another planetary system, another galaxy, another universe, we're one. That is super, super, super omnipotently powerful to acknowledge that and understand that through the heart-mind. That's part of our discovery while we're in these bodies. And we're focused on this planet. Why are we focused on this planet? Because we're liberating it. We're eliminating all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, all pure evil, corrupted souls, everything. And our numbers are, you can take a shot and say, well, okay, they're in gigaplexes, right? So gigaplex will fill this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. Well, you're talking trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes and trillions of directions. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. Continues to intensify, grow, and expand. Now we immediately form a massive white fire, circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Where does this come from? It comes from the gods that we are in these bodies, the pure, deep, eternal love. Highest of the highest high frequencies. And it's flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. There's no escape. The lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the pure evil, the corrupted souls, they can't escape that. It's everywhere. This is a full liberation of this planet into a God planet paradise, into a 5D and then 6, and then beyond. We begin to ascend above the planet. We immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would depict on this planet. It's far beyond that. So we pick things on this planet that we've experienced, and then we accelerate them, intensify them, and expand them, such as a grand finale fireworks display, grand finale laser light show, and the ballroom globe is a prime example of flooding a place with light. Light shines on these mirrors, and it floods the room with light. And all of these are highly intensified, like I said, much larger. And they would combine them into one crescendo, one massive crescendo, one expansive boom. And that describes fairly accurately the ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, and we look at all the reflective points in this ocean of glitter, which are everywhere. And we notice that these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors, we enter them, and we discover that all of us, everywhere, are teaching and learning and teaching from each other, from ourselves, each other. So gods inhabit different physical forms. And we learn, if in the event that when we're paying attention, we learn many things. Martial arts were, as you're saying, martial arts were actually came to be by viewing insects and animals and copying and mimicking their defensive and offensive actions. So you can watch a bug in a rug and learn something, or a rock, or a tree. It's endless. How can we ever be bored in this life? And you want to know what it's like, right? What it's like to be that? What is it like to be that rock? Focus on your breath. Go into silence. Look at that rock. And for a brief moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be that rock. Same with trees, same with any form. Always teaching us. All the time. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are, to remind all of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, you're imbued with the white fire armor, way beyond any armor on this planet. This is pure, deep, eternal love armor. It is the highest of the highest high frequencies. So, no demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, ever, ever, ever. You can't come around us when we're at that high a vibrational frequency. They'll vanish. They'll vaporize. Just stay away. So we're protected in infinity and beyond. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, hurriedness, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then, a lot of things are possible: demon possession, attachment, all sorts of things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column we created to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We we can literally neutralize all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, neutralize them into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they're gone permanently. They're no more. Then we're met with the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. We created this to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude, love, peace. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rainbow, the rain, the sunset and sunrises, clouds in the sky, oceans, rivers, lakes, and streams, trees, forests, soils, mountains. We're everything. Everything is us. Always have been. Always will be. Ever, behind, and forever. So the next time you do look at any of that, starry lit night sky, rainbow, ocean front, mountain view, sunset, sunrise. It's beautiful, right? You see it. You look at it, say, that's beautiful. And it is. Because it's the God you are. I am. We all are. So through the heart mind, never through the ego mind, but through the heart mind, you say, that's the God that I am. Watch the shift. It happens within you. That is the God that I am. Now we continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us who are carrying physical form decide to step out of that physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it's fun and we can. We're immediately met with this crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. The center of the column of the tower is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light, humongous. In turn, it is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, creates this super bright, misty white, sparkling, flashing cloud. And it is absorbed into our heart mind. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discovered that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And then all of this, we discover, is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, infinity, and beyond, as it's doing right now. What is golden ocean? Golden ocean is pure, deep, eternal love. It's what the gods that we are made of. And it is flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet on it, in it, above, and below it. Now, we are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean, and the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. Hundreds of millions of us, on and off world, every day, 7 days a week, sometimes a couple times a day, for over 4 years. without interruption. That's massive when you start to realize that through the heart-mind. This is nonstop. The liberation of this planet is in full force, in full love. There's no escape, period. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. That's what the meditations are doing. They don't wane, disappear. They keep growing. It's getting stronger and stronger. And you can tap into this. You can tap into it, and you can see what's going on through the heart-mind. What's happening with this planet? You see, from the ground up into the sky, you see this field almost that you can see through, but it's like a shimmering everywhere. It's just the white, the gold, and the pink, and it's all blended and shimmering. And you see all over the surface of the planet, you see this goop, this black, dark, blackest of the blackest black, and it's all vaporizing off the planet. You can see it as it's literally ascending off of the planet. But as it does this in this field, you see as it starts disintegrating, it's less and less. Any remnants that makes it to the sky, which is this super bright white, golden, pink light, it then is completely disintegrated, vanished. So, and you can see this happening. It's happening right now. The experience of bliss is happening to someone, somewhere, right in this now, this very moment on this planet. Meditate, focus, and tune into those beings who are already there. Imagine what they are doing, how they are being in the world today. Let their experiences of bliss seep into your mind, in your life. Write it in your manifesting journal, descriptive sensations and experiences. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose. Excuse me. And an easy, slow breath out of the mouth. Be still. The essence of eternal life is flowing within each and every single one of us right now. Look, where does it come from? When you dive just a bit deeper today, you'll be presented with something extraordinary, an essence that contains an infinity of magical possibilities. This is who we really are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will be back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern with a reverse aging health call, and tomorrow, Saturday, May 14th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guide.